Yeah, yeah. What they saying? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine.
Welcome to the H.G.R.G podcast, episode 46. What's going on, Just Jerry,
yeah,
DT?
We just 2, 3, 4 episodes of 50, guys. You guys are doing a good job out here, guys.
In my Kevin Hart voice. I'm so excited.
You know I gotta ask this question.
Absolutely making a lot of progress for sure.
Lance, you still with us, man?
At least till we get to 50.
At least you get to 50. Yeah, we can't wait to get to 50 to get you the hell out of here, bro.
Your rookie contract.
We had the negotiating table now, baby. You know what I'm saying? I've been back in 325.
Cannot wait to get to 50, guys.
Wait, football season back at 325.
Not at all. We're gonna Johnny Manziel you.
Unbelievable. But listen, today for this episode, it's a hot topic or a hot name out there, which is Andrew Tate. I have not spoken to these gentlemen about how they feel about Andrew Tate. Obviously, this is a real estate podcast. He did mention something about real estate, and we want to go over that. We'll show you guys the clip. Then we definitely want to break it down. But before we do that, I do want to ask DT, are you familiar with Andrew Tate?
I've seen him on social media, TikTok, and all that stuff. Not a fan, but not a hater either.
Okay, so neutral.
No, not neutral. Not a fan, but not a hater. I agree.
In between.
I agree with probably like none of what he says, but I'm not hating on his success is essentially what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And just Jerry, I'm not sure if you're a fan or not. Are you familiar with Andrew Tate?
Yeah, definitely. He's pretty much hot right now. So yeah, if you don't see him, then you're not on social media at all. So yeah, I know of him. I don't know all his work, but I know of him.
Got you. Nobody wants to answer the question. So what I'll say is I am a fan of most of what he says.
If you want me to answer him, yeah, H.G.R.G. that club. That's
So I'm a fan of something he said. Some other things, controversial, but he has a bigger than life persona right now, which is probably meant on purpose, But there's a lot of truth in what he says as well, and some other things are extreme. So I understand when you say you're in between. May not be in between the way I'm saying it.
Can I ask you, how do you think you answered the question and we didn't?
I just said I agree with it. You said I'm not hating on him, but I don't like him. And, neutral? No, not neutral.
I drew a line. I don't agree with what he says, but I don't hate on his success. Very simple. I drew a line. There's no guessing on where I stand with him.
So in other words, I don't like him, but I'm out of respect his grind.
All right, so you don't like him. Got you. Don't like
him. Am I interviewing for the host or what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. Hey, 4 more episodes and we ain't gonna deal with this no more.
That's what I'm trying to talk
about. and Judge Jerry says he's familiar with him.
Yeah, man, I didn't put enough time into understanding what he's doing and what's going on.
Gotcha. You're gonna learn today. But so the clip. Well, once again, so the clip's not gonna be these controversial things and whatnot. We're gonna take a clip that does have to do with real estate, and we want to break that down. And I want to see how these guys feel about it. I did see the clip. I'm gonna watch it again. These gentlemen have not, so I want to get to it. We'll watch the clip and then we'll go ahead and break it down.
Watching me some dramatic shit going on, bro. You hit me with some wild stuff going on.
Before I see it, I already know he's going to be 100%. He's going to say like a little bit of truth and then he's gonna go far left. 100%.
Left.
100%. I only got to see it. I know what's gonna happen.
Let's get to the clip. Before these guys keep trying to break down something they haven't seen yet. Let's get to the clip.
What about buying houses in different locations? Agree with that.
Nah, because then you got headache of you got to look after it. Now it becomes a job, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who talk about passive income, and we'll talk about passive income because I think that's the biggest scam on the planet. The idea of passive income in and of itself is.
See what I'm saying?
You're the first person on the podcast to say that.
bro. Yeah, no, it was, I want passive income. Well, of course you do. Everyone wants passive income, but tell me how you're going to get it, because only having tenants is not passive income. Ask anybody who has tenants. It's fucking headache, right?
Yeah.
If I have a house XYZ, I got to make sure it's looked after, not broken into, the electricity's on, it's cleaned. I got to get someone on the ground. My assistant's got to deal with it. Now it's just got to be something to deal with. And once I got a bunch of money, what I really wanted more than anything was freedom. There's a bunch of these real high-level crypto guys, you know, like the guys who invented Ethereum and all that, the autistic guys. They don't own anything. And I kind of get that. I'm at the point now where they have a backpack of their possessions, and if they want a house, they rent it. They want a Lambo, they rent it. If I need to go somewhere, rent. I don't own anything. I don't have any hassle. Nothing's in my name. No government can take anything from me. You know, you get to a point of wealth where you kind of start thinking, do I want to have all this crap now I got to deal with? Really, you want peace of mind. And I have enough troubles in my head. I don't need to be worried about my mansion in Santa Monica, which has been broken into. And I don't even go there. Do you know what I mean? It's just long. So that's that. And then also what I was saying earlier about property being a tool to the matrix. If you buy a 10 or $20 million property under a government, you can't piss that government off. You can't disagree with that government. You can't, if the tax authority of that government says you owe them money, you better fucking pay it. We're going to lose a house, right? Yeah. If they say you better take an injection in your arm for the good of society, you better take your vaccine. You better put your mask on. You can't even get a parking ticket, my G. Listen, if I'm in England right now, I don't own any assets in England, right? And I pull up in the DBS. Have you ever seen James Bond look for parking? Me neither. No, fuck no. He parks up and gets out. That's what I do. Park up, boom, get out. I don't look for parking. They put a ticket on the DBS. Let's say I decide not to pay that, right? What are they going to do? I don't have any assets in the UK. They're going to make a bunch of letters, send it to a bailiff. Bailiff's going to drive around the UK. I don't even live here. Boom, it's over, right? If I had a 20 million pound house, eventually it's going to go, the 60 pound becomes 120, 120 becomes 240. Yeah, bailiff comes, $2,000, $3,000, boom, boom, boom. Gets to the point where they're going to take my 20 million pound house off me. Maybe it takes 3 years, but they will, over a parking ticket. So by buying that property, you're now giving you're giving the government a way to hurt you. You're giving them a leverage over you. And I'm at the point of wealth now. I have enough hidden money where I don't want any government to have any leverage over me. I want a government to say, Andrew, we don't like you. And he say, get fucked. Safe. All right, I won't come then. Bye. Like, and that's the problem with property. Property is a tricky one. I know you can make money with it, but you have to understand that they'll use it against you, man. It's a leverage.
All right, fellas.
Told you.
So you hear the clip. And even though I say I agree with a lot of things he says, has a lot of truthful things, but then he also goes.
I want to see how you moonwalk out of this one.
So he also goes left, right, a lot. This is going to be,
bro. This guy is crazy, B.
This is one of the clips where he goes left, right?
One of them.
Yeah, he goes. He goes Alex Jones, on this one. So, hearing what you said, or saying, hearing what he said. Excuse me. What's your initial take off that? I want to break down, things that he said little by little. But your initial thought, DT, like what's your thought when he talks about real estate, owning the property, and it being, a tool, for the government?
I mean, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to break down. Perspective is everything, because one would argue that what he's saying has merit, right? When you're at a different, financial level, as far as like the renting portion, people get to a point in life where they don't want to be tied to any assets. They just want to kind of, be able to pick up and go away. I don't know people who live like that. I'm not financially there, but there are people who financially get to a point where they don't want. Agreed. They want that, right? So you can't take that away from what he said, right? It's valid. It is a valid point. Agreed. But the problem, this is where I say he goes far left, is because he attaches that to why he doesn't want to own rental properties, right? You don't want to own rental properties, then don't own rental properties. But you attach not owning nothing to rental property. Like I don't understand the correlation. I don't get it, right? And then you know, he goes crazy with a parking ticket, how they could take his 20 million pound house,
20 pound house.
how the government can, you know, he said he has hit. I want him to hear what he said. He said he has enough money hidden that no government can do anything to him. Does he live on Earth?
Where's the money at?
Is he? So
because it can't be in the bank, because the bank knows that means the government is.
What he's saying is he has so much stats here, maybe this country, that country, this country, that he can just pick up. And go as he please. Oh, you're shutting me down over here? I'll go to this country then.
The shit sounds beautiful.
He has bars of gold.
Sounds beautiful.
So when he picks up his money from whatever country he's in, I'm assuming he gets on his private jet and picks up his bars of gold, and he could take those bars of gold wherever he wants and then become whatever, right? That's
well, no, even if they shut down his banks and everything like that, he's saying he has so money everywhere. So like, let's say he can't access his $3 million in Sweden that he has, and they shut him down. He'll just hop on his jet and then he'll go to fucking another country where he can access the money that he has there and be on the radar. That's fine. I don't want you to control me.
Can we, when we get time, can we Google how rich this person is?
I think he's worth a couple $100 million.
If that is not enough to do what he's saying he's doing.
Why not?
Because if he owes money in 50 countries, he's broke again. What are we talking about?
Why is he broke? What do you mean?
He has 3 million here, 3 million here. If he's banned from 50 countries, where's he making his money back?
Right. He's just saying that. I mean, you know, he's saying.
I'm going to put it in perspective. I want to be an extreme.
He would have to get banned from every country he has money in, and that would be, you know, what I'm saying that would be extreme. I
don't even want to like tap.
I'm going extreme.
But here's what I want to attack though.
The guy said he doesn't want to be. Passive income is bullshit.
All right, that's what I want to attack.
The guy says my assistant has to take care of my tenants. That is passive income, sir. You don't physically do anything for that money.
Get DT.
Yeah.
Who's our assistants?
I just want to make sure you're on the same page. DT, I am on the same page with you. I don't like you. So my thing is here. So he goes, there's no such thing as passive income. And I understand what he means. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here, but I understand that he means, you know, listen, there's nothing where you really sit on your ass and it's going to make money for you. You got to work to get it to a certain. He doesn't like the mindset.
Okay, hold on.
So behind passive income.
Hold on. See, Lance, you can't do that. You just backed yourself in the corner.
Go ahead, hit me.
So he made a statement saying that, you know, those of you who believe in rental properties being passive income, that's the biggest scam in the world, right? I receive that as, you know, rental properties. If you have rental properties, there's no such thing as passive income in the rental property business. Do you? Yeah,
because he says tenants are headaches.
Can we agree on that? That's what he said.
He definitely said that.
Can we also agree that you agreed to that?
I agree that he said that. Yeah, I agree that he said that. I don't think he meant that. I think he means the mindset of passive income is what he doesn't like. He just thinks it's bullshit where all these people think that there's so many lanes of passive income. You can sit on your ass, go to sleep, wake up, have a bunch of money. I don't believe.
No, sir. You're not going to defend that.
I can't
say sir. The guy said, I do not believe in passive income. Passive income is a scam. Then he
said the mindset.
Then he went into tenants and all the extra stuff.
But he also said mindset, income. Though. You got to remember that that's a key word. So he said mindset. You know what I'm saying? Not so much that passive income is a scam, period. Because my reality is, because I don't want to feel it. I don't disagree with you guys. Right. For him to say that it's tenants are headaches and that there's no such thing as passive income, you know, and because I know you guys it seem like most people may have the same idea that you guys have, right? That he's talking about rental income, you know, buying rentals. There's no such thing. There is. There absolutely is. You got to work up to that. But you know what? Guess what? You don't have to knock on doors and collect rents. You don't have to place people into your property. You don't have to worry about the headaches. Why? Because we do what? Just Jared?
We have a property manager.
Property management.
Mhm.
I mean, it's so underrated. I don't understand how people don't understand that. You know, if you want to remove yourself, you can remove yourself for a small percentage of your profit so you can sleep at night and not get a phone call 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Leave that up to them.
Yeah.
It's definitely passive. Are there headaches? We always say this, guys. We're transparent here.
Every business.
Everything's a headache. Everything's a
What
headache.
are we talking about?
You know, you can get a headache from anything. Just everyday things in life. Something can be a headache. It's not, you don't live life where everything is just smooth 100% of the time. I don't know where you live or what life you're in.
There's headaches in owning a jet. There's headaches in, you know, every aspect of life.
There's always going to be a headache somewhere. You say owning a jet. At the pandemic, you couldn't even get gas or diesel, whatever it takes.
Or a pilot.
So you're telling me that's not a headache?
Yeah. You know, I want to make sure we stay on topic. Obviously, the point of doing this breakdown was real estate, real estate.
Right, for sure.
And let's keep the forefront at the forefront. And for those of you who are tuned in, H.G.R.G.club is where you can find us at and learn into us and see what we're all about. It's not really, specifically to tap into people who are, clickbaity or catchy at the moment. Nevertheless, if they say something that's relevant to real estate, obviously it makes all the sense in the world to formulate a show, an episode, and, dive into that or whatnot. Specifically for me, this is my stance with what I heard. And I just don't want to sidetrack from what he said. I don't care. This is my opinion. And this is what I'm exposed to, right? The level of finance that gentleman is at, I don't know. Lance said it was 100, 200 million. God bless. So I don't ever think that a dollar amount changes the fact that rental property cannot be a passive income thing. I don't care what your financial status is, who you are. Just do a Google search, top 50 people in the United States, the top wealthiest 50. 100%, I guarantee you that 75% of them are better invested in real estate in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yep, for sure.
There's a reason for that.
75 might be low, to be honest with you.
It may be low. A portion of their portfolio, I say, not completely, but a portion.
Yeah, we're not saying that real estate made them rich. Right. We're saying that they're rich in their own real estate.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way.
Yep. So let's finish my thoughts. So with that said, the first point he made, with that, I'm just that right there, he just lost me right there. And then he goes all the way to the other side. We'll dig into that more, but that was crazy.
I don't want to cut you off. The boy's worth 400 million.
A couple million times two, a couple 100 million times two.
Yeah. the boy worth 400 million.
He almost
so he might have 3 million everywhere in the country.
If you play in certain fields and you do certain things, you view things differently. I had a conversation with a gentleman the other day, who plays with the stock market, and when I tell you this man is passionate about the stock market, he's passionate about the stock market. Good dude. I don't know him from a hole in the wall. I just met him out randomly. And he went in, we had like an hour and a half conversation about what he does in the stock market and all that stuff. So I was telling him, I was like, oh, that's stuff. And he was like, by way, what do you do? I was like, I play with real estate. And he was like, oh, what part? I said, every facet. He was like, oh, really? I do wholesaling as well. I said, I thought you just told me you did stock market. He was like, yeah, but on my down times, wholesaling is the way. I said, oh, okay. Okay. But, it's just a conversation that we had, but I don't want to go off topic. But nevertheless, that's my stance on the first portion of what he said.
And as far as the government taking your property from you, your government could take the property from you, or your state, your city, or they could take it from you, right? If you don't pay your taxes, they could take it. The bank, or really the bank, it can be taken from you, if you don't keep up with your payments, your mortgage payments. And yes, are there times where people's land has been, they've been bought out from the government because that land is essential for some reason or whatnot? Yeah, there's stories you'll be able to find that way. But as far as the extreme of him saying a speeding ticket, you get a speeding ticket, So this is a guy worth 400 million, and the example that he uses, this is why I like Andrew. the example he uses is a speeding ticket. He goes, "I have 400 million. Fuck the speeding ticket.
Let's be clear.
I'm not going to pay it.
Parking ticket.
Parking ticket. Not
Parking ticket. My apologies.
He said
parking
James
ticket.
Bond. He said
a lot less.
James Bond. Have you ever seen James Bond look for a parking spot? No. He said, neither do I. I pull up, park wherever I want.
So a lot less than a speeding ticket in most cases. This parking ticket.
So my question to you, and now that we know how much he's worth, right? So the guy just vacations all day, from spot to spot to spot to spot.
I mean, I don't know what I mean.
He has nowhere.
No, bro. Let's break this down to even more basic than that. Respectfully, G. Okay, he pulls up, he parks where he wants. Is his biggest worry a parking ticket?
That's what I'm getting to. This same guy is worth 400 million. You know.
No, what about like towing your shit away? How do you just leave your car there? You don't pay. You don't get it out the pound. You don't pay for that. Is that even real?
It's an extreme example, man. He's trying to get his point across how something could snowball and build up with something so small. But when you have all that money, it should never snowball.
But the issue in that conversation is he's preaching that, bro. You've seen it. It's on YouTube or wherever it is at. He's preaching that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're not like-minded, or if you're
if you're stupid.
I don't want to say it in those words.
You can say I'll say it. No problem. If you're a big dummy, go ahead.
If you lack common sense, you are like, yes, he's right. Bro, he's preaching that. And he's well known, because I've seen him on social media. That means he's catching fire. And he's preaching this, bro.
Yeah. And he said, when I fell upon a shit ton of money and started making all this money, he said, I equivalated money with freedom. So for me to buy houses and the government to be able to hold that over my head, it's not freedom.
Yeah, I just don't know where he lives at, bro.
My thing is, you have so much money, even if they do take one of your houses, who gives a fuck?
So he mentioned that. He mentioned he has to worry about a house in Santa Monica, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Don't live above your means when you don't have.
But he's saying that's the stress of him owning.
Hold on. Even that, let's break that down. Okay, if the point of the conversation is, let's not make this investment because it's not a wise investment because it's not passive, right? Okay, so then I'm sure he has an ultimatum, right? Okay, don't do this, but do that. We didn't hear it in the video, but I'm sure he has that view, right? Okay, so don't make a dumb investment, make a smart one. What's a smart one? Losing houses?
Parking cars.
Not collecting interest on your funds? Not reinvesting your money? I'm sure he does, but
pay a ticket automatically.
I mean, what are we doing?
That's the business he's in.
What are we doing? And then these people, people who tap in, they follow him. They have that same, almost like Trump-like mentality. They just blindly leading by. They just follow blindly. I don't care what he says. I'm gonna go that route. If he tells me to drink this potion, hey man, he said it's gonna make me live for another 10 years. I'm gonna drink it. You about to die.
So there's things that he did talk about, renting, rent. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But don't preach it, because people are not on your level, bro.
Are you cool with that at every facet of life? At every
no, but where he's at though, see, he's speaking from his perspective, right?
So if correct, if like Lance just said, if I'm 400 million, I rent because nothing has to hurt me. I don't need to do anything. I can rent here, go somewhere else and rent. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with that. Mm-hmm. But the guy that does not have $400 million, he's trying to get to the next level. And you're telling him, don't buy real estate because real estate is not passive income. Bro, what are we talking about?
I mean, then I would rebuttal that, be it playing devil's advocate. Is he talking to that guy?
Yes. That's the guy who's listening.
I mean, if he's not talking to that guy, he's talking to a very, very, very small amount of people, right? Because
5%, bro.
there's not a lot of people on his level, right, that can go, you know what, he's right. I'm not gonna rent, I'm not gonna buy anything, I'm gonna rent, I'm gonna be able to move how I move. Like you said, you know, people with a backpack ready to go. You know, that's not, your wealth is built.
He has a cult like following, right? And then in the beginning, I'm sorry, let me cut you off, Lance, but I want to get this thought off my head. In the beginning, I said he sprinkles in a little bit of something that's valid, and then he goes far left with it, right? So I think I'm going to hold to the stance that what he said about real estate was far left, and when he sprinkled in the truth was like the renting process. I don't want to be held down by government
tenants
like
or headaches sometimes.
Right. So that's the part where I'm going to just decipher that and kind of use my own common sense to just take that stance, because I can't relate. I don't know.
But that video has been shown 2 million times.
Right.
That is what I'm explaining.
Right.
It's I understand your common sense because you have common sense. Lance has common sense. But what happens when the person does not have common sense and they think that's the way to live?
Then
don't get me wrong. I would love to live that way,
yeah.
But I don't have $400 million to play with. Not there yet.
Yeah. Right. And then those people who listen, and believe, they'll reiterate that same conversation and sound less
dumb.
than themselves, sound less than themselves to say
stupid.
I mean, I'm sure I know a bunch of those people, right? I know a bunch of people who, when you have a conversation with them, they talk like they're at a level that nobody they know are at. You know what I'm saying? Like if you walked into a room, or excuse me, you were at the door of a room and the door was closed and you didn't know who was in that room, but you just listened to conversation, you would think like, I'm going to walk in here and there's going to be a bunch of successful people. But when you open the door, it's like, where'd they go? It's you?
It's just you, bro.
You guys are talking like this?
So in my eyes, the reality is that he's at a different level, right? We're talking about he's speaking from his perspective. Let people have a way to get there. Right. I mean, if real estate is a great tool, you're saying it's a tool for the government. It's also a tool for the 9-to-5er to find a way out of that. It's also a tool for that person to build wealth. Now, if you get to this crazy place where you're this, you're this real estate developer, investor, whatever, and you have this great portfolio, and you're like, listen, I could cash out right now, take my 80 million and jump off the radar. Get off the grid. Yeah. Then do that, but use it as a tool to get there. Don't take that tool away from these people. You know what I'm saying? I know you want to exaggerate, you want to be extreme, and I like a lot of the, excuse me, to me, he's very entertaining, right? Even though it's crazy, but
and that's where he's got that Grant Cardone effect. He has that the gift of gab, the entertainment value. He every time you turn on the internet, his face is there.
He's got like a Grant Cardone / Trump mix.
Yeah, his marketing is second to none. I mean, he's phenomenal. Lastly, I'll go here, right? This man is invested in that you said Trump, right? The social media group that they're investing a lot of money into, because they want to now transfer their content to that social media group that will no longer stifle or be able to gauge, or what is that called, Lance? The word I'm looking. We just talked about this earlier.
Algorithms?
No, not the algorithm. Basically, when they can't.
Oh, they're not gonna take them off the platform. Not gonna show them
because they're not gonna put a muzzle on them. They're not going to put a muzzle on them.
Censor.
Exactly. They're not going to censorize what he said. I'm sorry. Thank you. So he's investing tons of money, I'm sure, right? Let's just say it's a couple million. He's worth 400 or 500 million, right? If that money doubles up, triples up, you make 10%, whatever it is, right? No matter what you do, where you are, I don't know, they're going to tax that money. You are going to be held hostage with that investment, no matter where you go. Now, I get it. Maybe he sprinkles a little bit here, a little bit there, so he's not married to any of them. But nevertheless, like wherever you sprinkle that money, you're married to somebody. You might be married to 100 wives, but you got 100 wives. And if you don't want to be around them, that's 100 divorces. You know what I'm saying? Now, all that comes, none of that's free. None of that's free. That's just common sense. That's life.
Well, it seems like, you know, his new thing is to figure out, you know, and listen, and that's fine. If he wants to figure out how to be off the grid or not be in debt to any countries and whatnot, the way he moves around, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I hear you. That's great.
Tom Ford suits and gazelles are not the way to do it if you want to live off grid.
but my thing is, do not pull and take real estate from people. Do not tell them it's not passive. Yeah. You know, is it hard work? Does it take some kind of grind to get to where you want to be? Absolutely. But there is a way to make it more passive than not. I would say our real estate is more passive than not. I don't know my tenants. I have a middleman.
Let's go even further. Have you ever seen one of your properties?
Never seen one of my properties. If you watch this podcast, you'll know just Jerry and I've never seen any of the properties that
have you ever walked in the county in which you own those properties? I
don't even know if I've flown past the area of where I buy property at.
Well, how much more passive you get?
I just want to
H.G.R.G. real quick. Sorry about that.
Right. I want to ask a couple questions. You know, I'm always going to ask questions. First question is passive real?
Questions are going to be 3-part questions. Let's be clear.
Yeah, it's 4 of them. It's 4 of them.
It's a 7-part question, guys. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, you guys are haters.
Is passive
real?
1,000,000%.
The mindset of passive.
Hold on, especially in real estate.
Okay.
Especially in real estate.
That was my second question. That's my part 2
I hit one of the questions. Okay.
Yeah. So passive, the mindset of passive is that real?
1,000,000%. According to Lance, maybe not. He agrees with him.
But I understand what Andrew's saying, though. I understand what he's saying. Like, people think they're going to start a business or get into something, and then all of a sudden it's just going to run itself, and it's passive. It's not like that. You got to set up a system.
You know where I go wrong when I listen to people? I believe what they say, and I take what they say and I dissect what they say. I don't look at it like there's when you listen to like rap, there's double entendres and there's extra other meanings. I don't do that when somebody has a microphone and they film, like us right now. Like, whatever we say, we mean what we mean, we say. We're not talking in third person or in codes. We're not part of a secret society. We're not, what we say, we mean. When I say there's passive, real estate is passive investment, it could definitely be that. Is there such thing as a passive mindset? 1,000%. Is it real? 100%. I'm not saying that, but I don't mean that, but I mean in a third party different way. So when you're breaking it down the way you are, I understand, you're saying I understand his position, but nevertheless, that's not what he said, though. I'm going off of what he said, not what you said.
Passive income is a scam.
Right.
And that's not a true statement.
He said the mindset, though.
He then said mindset.
No, he said mindset. He never said that I remember. I don't think he said passive income is a scam. I think he said that mindset.
Mindset is that's
bro.
We can rewind the tape and obviously go back to it.
We're gonna go back to that. But anyway.
Nevertheless, I mean, at the end of the day, if the way he said it doesn't really matter, it's wrong. Period.
It's wrong. 1,000% correct.
In our opinion.
So real estate, does that create passive income?
Has it created that for you?
Bro, you can't ask me that. I'm asking you that, bro.
Wait, hold on, wait. Are you trying to take over the host right now?
Because I have 4 questions.
No, he's trying to do that. Are you trying to
sure
you got 4 weeks, bro?
You got 4 more weeks, bro.
Are you trying to pull the rug under me right in the middle of the show?
4 more weeks.
Hold on. I don't like what's going on over here, fellas. You know what I'm saying? This dude all of a sudden has 25 questions like he's the host.
Yo, from now on, the one and only, your new name is 4 more weeks. Next week is going to be 3 more weeks. That's it.
I'm going to call you 28 days, Pop.
That's it, 28 days.
It sounds like an A&E show.
Right.
So in real estate, is there passive income?
100%.
Without a doubt.
All 3 of us and all of our H.G.R.G alumni, H.G.R.G.club. By the way, you can go in, tap into what we're doing, how we're doing it, follow the movement. Please like and subscribe. But you see what I'm doing here, Lance?
I see you.
Everybody in the movement, they will tell you as well. Yes, there's passive income. Now, when you start, does it right off the bat become passive? No, it's a progress. You know,
everything is a nurture.
We have people
nurture to the next move.
Right. We have people who started first 2-3 houses, and it's sometimes a struggle. There's ups, there's downs. Nevertheless, they keep going this route. It can turn into passive income. A good question as well is every investment, every real estate investment, is that automatically passive income? Of course not.
Absolutely not.
How do you get that? You got to have a good team. You got to have a great team, not a good team, a great team. Where do you
great team and structure?
H.G.R.G. You got to have a system, a team, a vision, a market. I can go on and on and on, but nevertheless, is it attainable? 100%. But is it like I'm gonna shoot my first shot and win like that? It don't work like that.
I think that's what he was trying to, the mindset.
Here we go. See what I'm saying, Lance?
I think that's what he's saying with the mindset.
Let me cut him off. Third question. Third question.
I thought this was 7.
Should we rent everything that we own, that we're going to life in? Cars.
100,000%. I am no. I'm anti that. This is the same discussion we had when we talked about Mr. Cardone. For the tax benefits alone is worth that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Listen, that gentleman, he's worth $400 million. No problem. That means he's generating income. Wherever he's generating income, there's taxable incomes there. It's slotted by depending on what country, what market, and whatever he's in. Nevertheless, those are all taxable incomes, right? So you don't have no write-offs. You're paying the government all that money you talk about you don't want them to have. You're paying them because you're making foolish investments.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
He's developing a corporation overseas, and then and then putting it overseas, and they're loaning him the money. And
the only issue I have with
wherever you do business, if you do business in New York State, Virginia, California, Texas, Florida, you pay taxes for that municipality. It doesn't matter. You could have an overseas third-party country in Switzerland, but your business is operating in Virginia, your business is operating in South Carolina. You pay South Carolina taxes, and then whatever's left over, you could send that way.
Not on a loan. Not on a loan.
Can you get a loan?
Not on a loan. If that company loans you the money, right? You don't have to pay taxes on that, and then you never have to pay the loan back because you own that corporation.
So you just took the goalpost and you put it on the other side of the field.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because I said if you operate from a third world country, right, and you do business in North Carolina, South Carolina, wherever you do business at, whatever money you make in that company, and that you have to pay taxes on that first, and then you can send the whatever you make.
All right, so let me format it this way. If that company you own overseas loans money to your company here in the States,
yes,
you're not going to have to pay taxes on that loan.
Yeah, what does that have to do with the income, though?
Yeah, the loan is different, bro.
I mean, it's a loan that you never have to pay back, so you're just paying yourself basically.
On a loan, you're right, but I said income.
I know I am.
Yeah,
that's how rich people scam and get around stuff like that.
And but where are you making money
have it as a loan?
So his answer was, where are we making money at? A loan from your company has one thing, and what he's saying is, you're getting money. You have to pay taxes on that. You have the money and loan it to yourself is totally different thing, but he's coming in. The money's coming in. He used income for a reason.
It's called the circle of life, Bob.
I'm not going to argue.
Nobody's talking to you right now. I want to ask. I want to say, everything is real estate. And when I say that is because your man said rent. Where's he renting that from? If you're renting a car, you're renting it from somebody. That's real estate.
The owner.
Wouldn't you love for Andrew Tate to be renting your property?
Yeah.
But I am owning and you're renting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're winning.
Listen, in my opinion, and I know there's situations you can create and refute this, but ownership is everything. It's everything. It's everything. And not owning everything isn't smart, right? Like every aspect of your life owning every part of it may not be smart. Like if you go to Florida or you go to wherever you go vacation wise and you want to rent a boat, you know, a yacht, a this or that, buying that boat just to get on that yacht that day is not a smart investment.
Correct. Agreed.
Renting that boat, that yacht, that scooter, you know, that car, that for that moment, a hotel room, whatever, all that makes all the sense in the world. Let's be clear.
And you're absolutely right. That
Right.
when you're going to have a good time,
Yeah,
you shouldn't own the spot that you're going to go hang out at for the day.
You see it all the time. You know, people, celebrity, wealthy people, they go rent out yachts for $200,000-$300,000 for a week. Santorini,
Correct.
you know, it now if you're smart, if you're wise with it, you could write it off.
Yep.
You know, those are all business expenses if
Yep.
you know, if you do things the right way. But number one, that man has businesses to his credit, so all the things he rents can be business write-offs as well.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Yep.
So let's play devil's advocate.
Yeah. We're not saying Andrew's a dumb guy.
What he's where he
But he made a dumb comment. That's for sure. I know that.
100%. But even those write-offs are still real if you own.
Correct, sir.
Right. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can still write those things off while you own. So that's our stance. That's our point. You know, obviously we always go back to real estate.
Last question, guys.
That's our wheelhouse. Go ahead.
Last question. And this is a hard question. You guys got to understand this is coming from.
My vote is yes. He's gone.
That's a good last question, man.
4 more weeks.
Do we pay parking tickets?
Ooh.
That's a hard question, guys.
Well, if somebody's gonna take my 20 million pound property, yeah, I think I'm gonna pay the parking.
I can't afford to lose my, you know.
Yeah.
This guy is gonna go on the run
Yeah.
from a whole country because of a parking ticket. What are we talking?
What are we talking about, bro?
And if you paid attention, wearing masks.
Yeah, he's. That's to me,
Oh,
you know,
man.
and I would.
I can't.
I think it's so extreme where he goes with it, and it could be entertaining, but I think this here could have a long lasting effect on somebody that may have been on the fence as far as real estate and investing and whatnot. You don't want to say that to people that are green, you know, and they don't know better, and they go, oh shit, you know what? Grant Cardone says he rents. You know, now Andrew Tate is saying don't you know, buy properties and rent as well. You got to remember that you're talking about guys with hundreds of millions of dollars. They made their money. They made their money. It's almost like, you know, if I was a rapper and I was swearing on every song and I made $100 million, and I tell you now starting, hey, don't swear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you made your money. I made my money. So it's easy for me to say don't do that.
Yeah.
Now that it's your turn to make your money, I'm telling you, don't swear.
Yep.
You know, on your song. It just, you can't, you're moving the goalpost, like DT would say I do a lot. You're moving the goalpost, you know, telling these people, you know, to rent or stay off the grid or what could happen, or the headache in real estate when you've made your money. Let these people use real estate as a tool to make their money. And then once they get to a place where they've made, you know, millions of dollars, let them choose if they want to cash out and get off the grid. You know, you don't take that tool from them. Every rich person, every wealthy person you know uses real estate as a tool. Why would you tell the 9-to-5er not to? You know what I'm saying? It's a stupid comment.
Yeah.
You know, not that Andrew Tate is stupid himself. It's just a stupid comment, you know, and then we just don't want people to listen to, you know, dumb shit like that.
Any business is an up and down. It's difficult, and it's not for the weak. Any business. So if you want passive income, you're just gonna have to work a little bit for it. But it's definitely out there, and it's definitely real.
Yeah. And it's not hard to tell. I mean, you go on any social media platform, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, just look at your feed.
So let's talk about passive real quick. One more thing I'm gonna add in there before we wrap it up, right? I challenge you guys, and I mean the audience, go walk into a McDonald's and ask for the owner and see how many times you find that.
Not the manager.
Not the manager. I want
not
you
the district manager.
I need the owner of the McDonald's, please, to come up to the counter. You're not gonna find him. Gonna find him.
Or call your local, just Google any of your local property management companies. Hey, I see you have this property right here for rent. I'm interested in it, but I want to speak to the owner.
Good luck.
Yeah. Send it to me, and I'll get it to him.
That's the best. That's the best that's gonna happen. That's the best that's gonna happen.
I'll call my people. They'll call their people. We're gonna get with your people. We figure it out.
You could demolition my whole house, and you still never talk to me.
Right. That's so.
You still never talk to me.
Man, you
doesn't matter
because you know I'm going through that right now.
You can demolition the whole spot, no problem. You know, I'll figure it out with the insurance. I'll figure it out with my property management, my team, right, and then I'll go from there. You know, it's my job to work through the property management. Any issues or anything like that, I need to address it, but I need to address it with them. You know, not you. And once I address it with them, I move on. They have to take care of it. You supervise it, you get, you know, but it's not.
He mentioned his assistant. You know, I'm not sure how, you know, he structures his companies or whatever the case may be, but you know, when you know, when you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, and you get to that point where you can hire assistants or multiple assistants or have like department heads or whatever, you know, that the reason why you do that is so that you can take things off of your plate as you grow, right? People are in charge of certain departments. People are in charge of people that are under that department. You know, the boss of the company doesn't meet with the person who delivers the mail. The boss of the company delivers with the mail department head, right? And then he delivers that message to that person, and then that person, you know, like they say, shit rolls downhill, right? Unfortunately, it's just the way it goes. You know, it's structures of a company. It's just the way it has to be. Right? The janitors don't talk to the owners of the buildings. 9 times out of 10, a janitor works at a building for their whole career, 20, 30 years. They'll never meet the person who signs their checks. They just meet the head of the janitorial services. Or they might even be a third party hired out contractor.
Big fact.
Company. Like, so, you know, there's levels to this, right? Respectfully, it is what it is, right? Everybody plays their position. So, you know, I don't know. It just, you just gotta, it's important to everybody who listens to anything on social media, as you should already, but even in life, you know, just to make sure you keep it in perspective, like weigh it out. Does that even make sense? Like, does that add up?
Yeah. Think for yourself.
Right. Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay. I know this guy just pulled up with a private jet, a Bugatti, or he just pulled up with whatever he pulled up with. He just has the stature. Like, you could tell this person is somebody, or he comes from somewhere. That's fine. That doesn't mean that everything out of his mouth is going to be facts. It's going to be, you know, what you should be following or listening to or tapping into. You know what I'm saying? The passionate people, the people who you can see, you know, what they're saying, how real it is. And, you know, is it tried and true? Is there compassion there? Like, you could tell for the most part, but, you know, just pay attention. Don't be duped into some dumb shit. Like, don't just, oh, which way did it go? And just follow the lead. Don't be that guy. Don't be that lady.
Just Jerry, any last words for, you know, what we've just seen for Andrew Tate or the fans, followers?
No, just be a little bit more smart than what he's throwing out there. He's extreme, but he's not. He's has some truth in it. Just separate the two.
He's conscious extreme.
Listen, Andrew Tate, man, I messed with you, but you were wrong on this one, man. You were wrong on this one. These guys were ready to attack me right away, you know, before they heard my take on it. But
28, you chilling. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Mr. 4 weeks is telling you wrong. but listen, from our mouths to your ears, guys. You know, keep rocking with us. We did want to go over this. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, go to H.G.R.G.club, you know, and we'll see you on the other side.
Salute.
Yeah. What they say? I'm so divine. I'm so divine. In perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing,